Hello everyone! Now, I've got a big announcement to make, so I suggest you all sit down and brace yourselves. Okay, here it goes. This is not a later alligator video. Yes, I am finally answering questions for Q&A 19. I want to start off quickly by saying thank you all for your patience and thank you all to those who gave me a question to answer. I always love making these kinds of videos and I can see you guys do as well. But enough stalling, I've got 28 questions here, so without further ado, let's get to answering. Have you watched a 90s anime called King of Braves Gaio Gaigar? No, I've never heard of this show before. You know what? How is it that I always get asked questions about a certain game or anime that I don't think I would have ever known about its existence unless being asked about it in this series? From the looks of it, it seems to be kind of in a similar style to Voltron. I'm not too familiar with other animes that aren't the popular ones, so from looking at the images, it looks very Voltron-esque to me. What day is your birthday? Well, my day is June 7th. You know, in case you guys want to make me a little fan art or a little something, you know the day to make it. What's your opinion on the Gregory Horror Show?
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I remember watching Mr. Enter's admirable animations on it, so I gave the TV show a look, and I did like how unique it was. I think it was based on a video game. It is kind of an interesting series. It's a mini-series. Each season focuses on a different character, if I remember. You start to like these characters, like the mouse that runs the hotel, and just all these random, bizarre, almost sadistic kind of characters, and it really makes you think, but it's almost like a small little experience. I don't think the episodes are very long, I don't think they take much of your time, so from what I remember it, I think I enjoyed it. Have you ever played South Park Snow Day? No, I haven't. I know South Park's kind of my thing, so I did hear about this game, but it hasn't been given the best reviews, which is honestly what's been keeping me away from it. And if it's not something similar to Stick of Truth or The Fractured Butthole, which I love those games, then I'm not going to be as excited for a new South Park game. How do you feel about the upcoming Bluey specials and stuff that were announced? Oh, you mean the stuff that was leaked? I mean, I'm excited for more Bluey regardless, but to me, as of now, it's just kind of a rumor at this point. If it is real, and when they officially announce it, I'll be extremely excited for it. But I don't want to get my hopes up if it was just a rumor. Favorite Paper Mario game so far? None. I've never played a Paper Mario game in full, or past 15 to 20 minutes. The only game in the series that I have played is Super Paper Mario, but I was 5 and I got bored very easily of it. But hearing about the reputation of Thousand Year Door and the first game, I know I have to get to the Paper Mario franchise someday. Have you ever heard of an anime called Chibi Maruko-chan? Once again, another anime that I've never heard of. Though looking at the pictures, the main character does look kinda familiar, but again, I don't know what the show's about or what this character even was from, so yeah, once again, another anime that I just have never really heard of before. On a scale of 0 to 1,000, how much do you like Bluey? 1,001. No. I'd probably put it around 950. I love that show, but I don't think it's perfect. I mean, I have videos explaining why I don't think Bluey is perfect, but I still love and adore this show to this day. So, while not perfect, I think the 950 area is kind of the best area I can put my like into the show. Do you have an idea of a very own indie animated series or film on your channel? I think this question is kinda similar to an older one about if I were to make something, what would it be? But as of now, I don't have really anything original planned out. I mean, I just haven't had the time or energy or the ambition to think of something. Who knows, maybe one day I'll get to make something really elaborate and ambitious. What's your favorite Pokemon game to play as a kid? As a kid, the one Pokemon game I remember really playing a lot of was Generation 5, specifically White 2. It's one of my favorite Pokemon games to this day, and I remember really playing that a lot. Like, when I was done with the story mode, I would always do the Pokemon World Tournament all the time, and had an absolute blast, and I remember putting a lot of time into as a kid. What's your favorite sport on Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort? Oh, that one's so tough. I remember playing those games a lot back in the day. If you're counting Wii Sports, I would say bowling. That's the one I remember playing the most. I remember trying to get a strike on every inning and trying to get like the perfect score but never could. And then with Wii Sports Resort, I would say Island Flyover. I loved being able to control the Wiimote like a paper airplane and exploring Woohoo Island and all the landmarks and the towns and all the areas that you can play other games on. I always thought that was like the most fun game to play. But that's why I separated the two, because bowling's also in Wii Sports Resort and it's just as fun. So I flip-flop between bowling and Island Flyover, but those have definitely been my favorites with all the hours I've put into the Wii Sports games. Have you recently gotten to play WarioWare Move It? Sadly, no. I do want to play that game. I just haven't had the opportunity to buy it and try it out. I've been a fan of the WarioWare series for a few years, and Move It seemed really exciting, kind of like a back to the smooth moves era, where you use the Joy-Cons to act out certain actions, and I love smooth moves, so I really need to try Move It sometime. What are your favorite videos to make? Ooh, now that's a really good question. You guys know I'm very diverse on my channel. I've done gaming videos, I've done top lists, album rankings, Q&As, but the one types of videos that I really enjoy making are my reviews. Being heavily inspired by certain YouTubers that I adore, I always try to kind of do my version of that. I love making jokes for that. I love going in depth with these TV shows, movies, or fan animations that I really like. And I always have a blast making these videos. It's the ones that I always put the most effort into, even though if you look at my Dittodaster review, it kind of looks crappy.
Who brings explosives to a freaking school? I guess the janitor was an explosive maniac or something.
It just goes to show that I get better with each review that I make, and I'm still very proud of each one that I make. So, while I enjoy most of the videos that I make, it truly is the reviews that I enjoy making the most. Do you plan on having a collab with other Bluey creators? Do you mean creators or famous people in the fandom? Because I would like to do more collaborations with more famous people in the fandom. Like, I loved the video I did with B&B and the one I did with Pugly, and I would love to make more videos with them again. As of now, I don't really have anything planned, except for one that's not gonna be Bluey related, ? But if any of them were to ask me, or if I were to come to them, I would like to do another Bluey collab someday. When will the top 10 best, top 5 worst, and ranking video for Bluey Season 3 be coming out? Now, I know you guys have been very patient with those kinds of videos, and yes, now that Surprise has come out, I should be getting into making these videos sooner than later. So, I'll just say very soon. It could be this month, it could be September. I plan to get to work on those after my top 15 favorite movie moments redux. Once I get that done, then I'll primarily focus on the Bluey videos that you've all been waiting so patiently for. Would you like to make more starters reviews? Honestly, yeah, I would. I'm honestly surprised that there are people that want more starters reviews out of me. Like, I know I used to do like one a year, and then after Out in the Rain, I kind of stopped. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I had a rare candy review planned in my head for a couple of years, so hey, now hearing that people are still interested, maybe I'll get to doing a rare candy review. So, thank you for this question. I like getting told that certain videos of mine are actually ones that people want, so yeah, I'll probably get to a rare candy review sometime later this year. If Bluey had a hiccup episode, who do you think will have them? Oh, that's kind of a cute question. Thinking about all the characters, it would definitely have to be either Bingo or Socks. Seeing just how they're the youngest members of their family, who knows, maybe that'll actually happen in Season 4 or Season 5 that everyone's hyping up. What's your least favorite episode of South Park? Ooh, this is actually kind of a tough question, because I've never really thought about South Park episodes that I've hated. The one that comes to my head the most has to be, I don't think I can say the name.
There's kids here.
But it's the Season 8 episode about politics and the school trying to find a new mascot, so they try to think of these obscure mascot characters. And I'm just not into politics, so hearing about all the things about like, oh, your vote matters when it really doesn't, and you can vote for anyone, but you have to vote for my person, it's like, it all makes me very angry because of how true it is. But most of all, it's just Stan getting crapped on, and I don't like it. I know he's the least weird of all the characters, so he's kind of like the straight man to the crazy world of South Park, but it's too bizarre but also too real at the same time. I'm just like, geez, give this kid a break. So if I had to pick one, it would probably have to be that episode. Would you commission a picture or plush of you hugging Bingo? Aw, that actually sounds really cute. I have gotten certain commissions of my Bluey persona, but I never thought about having my Bluey persona interact with another character. I think there's one of him interacting with Bandit, but I never thought about doing one with Bingo. I think that'd actually be pretty cute. Have you ever watched the show Californication? Another name that I haven't heard in eons, if you're not talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. But anyway, I remember when this show was airing and I was very little, so the only time I've ever watched this show was like glancing whenever my parent would watch it. I know it stars David Duchovny, who's Mulder in The X-Files, but I don't really know what the show is about. So I guess you could say yes and no? Do you think Bluey loves making Bandit the source of slapstick? Oh, this is a really interesting question, and I wonder if people have ever made discussions or videos on this topic. Because I love the show, but even I kind of realize that whenever there's slapstick or someone getting hurt, it's always Bandit. Sure, he's the imperfect father figure where he's always the source of pain and slapstick for comedy. But I think what makes this different is Bandit really tries, like, harder than most cartoon dads, I believe, to the point where he feels like a realistic father figure. So when I watch this animated show have one of the most realistic portrayals of a father figure, it starts to get a little bothersome that he still gets all this slapstick thrown on him. But this is why I love Bandit so much. Despite all the crap he gets, he still has a cry, picks himself up, dusts himself off, and keeps going, because he's an awesome parent. But, yeah, there are times where it can get annoying, but it just goes to show why Bandit's such a trooper. Have you ever watched Miraculous Ladybug? I have heard of it, and I've seen clips of it, but I've never sat and watched a full episode of it. I know it has a really big fan base, and it's really popular on Nickelodeon, it's got a lot of seasons and movies, but I've never watched it myself. Which celebrities would you want to see guest star in Bluey? Me, of course. I'm clearly the biggest face in the Bluey fandom, no. As much as I would love to guest star in Bluey, or guest voice, you could say, I can't really think of anyone that I would really want to be in Bluey. Like, I know we've gotten a couple Australian celebrities, and then they've upgraded to frickin' Natalie Portman and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Actually, with that, it does make me curious on who Ludo will contact to guest star in Bluey. Because I don't know if it's more Ludo is begging these people to guest star, or these guest stars are begging Ludo to put them in this episode, so I don't really have anyone in mind, but I'm always curious to see what big celebrity will show up next in the show. What do you think of the Bluey minisodes? I love them, of course. If you've seen my top 5 Bluey shorts video, you probably know that I love this format of videos. It helps us get more familiar with the world and these characters that we don't get a lot of time with. And to me, that's kind of the one flaw I have with the minisodes. I want more stories from the minor characters. I want to know more about some of Bluey's classmates, or Bingo's classmates, or some of the other families throughout the show. That's what I think the online shorts do best, and what I think the Bluey minisodes should continue with. Sure, more Bluey is more Bluey and I love it, but I hope that we just get more minor characters in the spotlight again. Have you ever played Mario Party before? If so, which one is your favorite? I have played Mario Party before, but unfortunately it's some of the more recent titles. I remember having the most fun with 9, but I know some people are going to be like, how haven't you played the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube ones, which, who knows, maybe one day I'll get into those Mario Party games, but as of now, of the 2 I've played, I would say Mario Party 9. And finally, favorite Bluey minisode? I know there's not very many minisodes out right now, but I'm kind of flip-flopping between Muffin Unboxing and Bingo 3000. With Muffin Unboxing, it's funny seeing Stripe trying to get Muffin into the child YouTuber kind of craze, because we get a lot of those still. And it's always fun seeing Muffin being bratty like she usually is, but there are moments that are legit funny, like her trying to get the toy working, and then when she says she doesn't like it, once Socks wants it, she claims that it's hers. Just typical Muffin behavior, and it's really hysterical. And then with Bingo 3000, like with Lawnmower, it's all because of Bandit. Just his attitude and the way he's playing the game and just how far he takes it, it's just pure Bandit, and I'm all here for it. So again, I hope there's more, and Ludo, if you're listening, which you probably aren't, please get some of the minor characters into the spotlight. That would just be really awesome to see. Phew, and those are all the questions for Q&A 19. I probably should have had a glass of water with me because I'm really dehydrated. But once again, thank you to those who gave me a question to answer. It makes me happy seeing that there is an audience for my Q&A videos, even though I use them as a way to still make something when I'm either too busy or too lazy. So, who knows, maybe Q&A 20 will come sooner than usual. And for those who didn't submit a question, don't worry, I do these Q&As a lot. So when I start taking questions for Q&A 20, you can ask me a question then. But for now, I gotta get me a big glass of water, so as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Also, feel free to comment down below your answers to any of the questions I answered in this video. Consider subscribing for more Q&As as well as other content, and I'll see you all in the next video.